Hello everyone. I'm Sayan, a third year computer science student. I welcome all of you to the inauguration of the Hack the Gap podcast organized by TDPC Arjugate RK Valley under the guidance of Satya sir. So let's invite our director AVS Kumar Gupta Swami sir to speak a few words about the podcast. Hello sir. Hello. Sir, you are on.
Hope I think everybody is listening my voice.
Yes sir, you are audible sir.
Yeah, yeah. So this program is conducted in order to reduce the gap between the students of RGK Arke Valley, alumni, and other employers outside. So definitely it will use the gap. Hence, title has been given as Hack the Gap, Real Talks, Real Skills at Real World. I appreciate the team of Arke Valley who has taken initiation and made this podcast, university podcast, so as to reach to all students of our campus and also the alumni and other partners. I hope this particular podcast will be very much useful. How it can be useful means our student can regularly interact with our alumni in order to update their technical skills, advancements, industrial developments, etc. And at the same time, the alumni and other people who are at outside can deliver the some of the lectures to our students so that our students' skills can be improved and our quality of the students will become better to meet the requirement of industry globally. With this, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I wish you all the best for this program. Or to
Yes sir.
you to continue further.
Yes sir. Thanks a lot for the kind words. Now I would invite Satyanandam. Now I would invite Satyanandam sir to speak a few words about the vision and the idea of this podcast. Who is also the head of CDPC of RJKT RK Valley. Hello sir. Satya sir.
Yeah,
Yes sir. Can you speak a few words about the vision and the idea of it?
can you hear me?
Yes sir. We can hear you sir. You can join. Yeah, thanks for giving this opportunity. And respected dignitaries and the beloved guest. So here, the purpose of this podcast is so here we'd like to fill the gap from the industry to academy. And here, the purpose of this Have the Gap podcast session is so where we are having real skills and with the help of real talks. Okay, so we'll get how to conquer the real world. So that is the here. We aim to bridge the technical skill gap among students by delivering insightful sessions with industry experts. And here our main objective is to enhance the employability, increase the industry awareness, and build real-world readiness among our students. And here the purpose of this podcast is bridge the theory and practice and addressing the skill market gaps. So with the help of the industry experts. And we are going to offer a flexible and engaging learning to our students. And here, which enables anytime, anywhere, these sessions will be available. And here, the targeted audience could be obviously the engineering students. And here, on behalf of the CDPC RK Valley team, so we are going to uh, provide the gift to students uh, in the eve of Teachers Day. Okay, so in this particular day, so we'd like to give a gift to students and by providing the insightful lectures, okay, which make them to ready as industry. Okay, and now uh, I hope you'll enjoy this session. And now I am inviting the anchor, Dhanush, and he'll start the session. Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Yeah, hi everyone. So this is the first chapter of the Hack the Gap podcast, and today we have with us is Madhusudan Reddy sir, who has 13 plus years of industry experience, currently working as a senior software engineer at Microsoft. So I would like to invite Madhusudan Reddy sir onto the stage, and yeah, hi sir.
Hey, hi, Dhanush. Hi, all.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear
Yes, sir.
me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay,
So
good.
he is Madhusudan Reddy sir, who has experience of 13 plus years of industry experience and currently working as a senior software engineer at Microsoft at Austin. So sir also mentored students at RJK Valley previously and had few experiences with various companies as Accenture and so many like career. He's a .NET developer and also have an experience in IoT and all. So sir, let's start this podcast. So let's break the ice like this. So we all know that the basic question asked in an interview is introduce yourself. But most of us still struggle with the question. So can you introduce yourself at the same time? Let us know how we should ideally introduce ourselves in an interview.
Cool. Sure. Yeah, that's a big question at the beginning. So, yeah, and it happens for every student or every person who goes to an interview. It's not just the first interview, but it can be any interview. Before answering that question, let me correct one thing. Uh, Today is special to me as well because I just completed 14 years in IT. September 5th, I started. And September 5th is also special to me because that's when I joined as a teacher in RGUKT. So I was a teacher, a mentor. Somehow September 5th is special. I do get some
Congratulations.
invites. Um, to answer your question, tell me about yourself. Uh, Obviously, many people expect that question at the beginning. Even I struggled when I was in the college. So it's if you do the homework clearly, I mean, if every student does homework, like we are going to tell about ourselves to answer it effectively. I would begin with my present, then frame my little bit of hobbies and my experiences here and there mixing. Then go to past if we have time. But I'll get into the answer. What I would tell if somebody asks me, tell me about yourself. I'll tell my name first if they don't know already. My name is Madhusudan Reddy Avancha. You can call me simply Madhu. Uh, I am currently a senior software engineer in Microsoft, working on cloud technologies like Azure, .NET framework, and building enterprise applications for in-house Microsoft business LOB applications. In the past, I did work for UTC, United Technologies. That's where the carrier commercial chillers, I enabled them to connect to IoT. I think you must have a chiller in your building as well. If that is talking to Azure IoT Hub, the code is written by me. And I have worked for Accenture, mostly a vendor to Microsoft, because it's a service-based company. And I began my career with emphasis on HP company on September 5th, 2011. Yeah, and my favorite pastime is playing cricket, and my hobby photography. So if I have time, I would like to take photos in the nature, animals or human faces. I'm sure you might have seen many of my photos in RGKT campus in many books. If you see a drizzled, a rainy winter look photo of a old campus with colorful greenery and colorful domes, that was taken by me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's all about it.
Yes, sir. That's an insightful question. This insightful answer. So let's get into straight in the podcast. So
Mhm.
I was recently wondering, like right now, Meta is. Let's take example of Meta. Meta is hiring at the rate millions of dollars for AI engineers. At the same
Mhm.
time, freshers are struggling to get a single job. Can you
Mhm.
shed some light on this? Like how the industry actually works, and some people say computer science is oversaturated and like this. Yeah.
These are really, really good questions and touches the latest tech and what's going on in industry. I'm not sure if you are up to date. Just now, all the CEOs met President Donald Trump and having a dinner with him to talk about the AI and what's going to happen in future. The biggest thing now, the trending thing is AI, because we have now very advanced artificial intelligence models. You might have used ChatGPT already. ChatGPT 5 introduced recently, which is a flagship model. I think the next hop is going to be the AGI. I mean, an artificial intelligence model which is more than human capability. For now, AI can do automate a lot of stuff and generate a lot of text, understand an X-ray better than a doctor do, because it can see more efficiently than a doctor, and find insights. And it can also find spam emails much better than humans do. Like it can actually count the spaces, find the differences between the wording, because we always spoofed with malformed URLs and all. So the reason why Meta is paying so many dollars, it's simple. Basically, they wanted to lead the innovation, but it all comes down to the money. Who is going to make money? With that, that's what it all about. For example, if you take Facebook, a long time ago in 2008, it was not a money making product. If you look at YouTube, it was not a money making product. But now, if you look at them, Facebook holds a lot of data across the globe, and they can target advertisement specific to audience. For example, if I want to sell a soap specifically to RGUKT students in RK Valley, I can put an ad so that all the devices in RGUKT campus tower can see those ads. Okay, that much detailed uh, audience based ads they have. It's all because of the data. For example, you might have seen Netflix movies, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So for example, if you like a movie, you will get a net feed, like the
Mm,
next feed. So that uses a machine learning model uh, algorithm called KNN, K nearest
mm,
neighbor.
mm,
So for example, it based on a genre, like you watched a crime thriller, the next closest movie in that specific language, specific heroes. So it will match and it will suggest you, hey, you like this movie next? Because you like this, we recommend this.
mm,
Same goes with Instagram feed, YouTube video.
mm,
So to meet the future generation needs, everybody needs the best talent. Meta
Yes.
needs the best talent, Microsoft needs best talent, Apple needs best talent, and OpenAI also, who is
Mm.
leading actually, also needs the best talent. That's why the $100 million.
Mm. And at the same time, we are struggling. What are we missing?
That's again a good question. Like students in the college, we often see outside world, and sometimes we get scared. Okay,
Yes.
Meta is paying like 100 million to an engineer who has machine learning in his resume. That's not, just a tip of the iceberg that we see as a student. But in
Yes.
reality, they're not going and paying 100 million to a student. They are going and finding the resource who actually used machine learning models and built a product. For example, you see the perplexity. So
Yes.
now many companies in the world ready to pay billions of dollars to Perplexity and acquire if the CEO wants to sell it, or the innovator wants to sell it.
Mm.
There are many products like that. I think
Yes.
just a few days ago, one of the person who created a startup in Seattle specifically to optimize the cost of AI. That company was purchased by OpenAI for 1.1 billion.
Oh.
It's just like finding the metrics and optimizing the bill of AI and all. I think he's going to be the CTO of OpenAI. So it's, as a student, it's not just about reading the news. It's also
Mm.
putting your hands and trying out. For example, there are many problems you might see in your area, like
Mm.
how you can apply AI and
Mm.
improve things. Like you might have electricity shortages, like
Mm.
in summer especially. You have hostel rooms like maybe 100 or 200. You
No.
come up with a small AI model. You feel like the human density is less in the hostels. The sensor can recognize and automatically
Mm.
power cut off. So those kind of
Mm.
models will help governments, will help optimize the energy efficiency. So look at your surroundings and come up with models
Mm.
that can help, and you can also customize the model to meet the demand of that local uh, uh, audience.
Mm. Yes, sir. That's an insightful answer. So,
Yeah.
like while you were explaining this, I got it out. Like also we discussed with the friends. Like
Mhm.
nowadays, people are chasing these buzzwords like AI, Web3, blockchain, and all. So,
Mhm.
should we focus on them or go on strong, or should we go and make sure our fundamentals are strong and we would get to understanding of basics details?
Okay, good. Very good. I think you come up with our really good questions. Let's break it down and try to analyze in very simple terms. For example, everybody calls about trending video, right? Even
Mm.
in news channels, you'll say this video is trending. The trending is a very short-lived term, right?
Mm.
Today's trending video, tomorrow nobody could see.
Mm.
Tomorrow another video will come which will be trending, right? So today buzzwords like AI, ML, these buzzwords came a long time ago. Like it was
Mm.
there in 1960s as well. Even Raj Reddy sir has written artificial
Mm.
intelligence based papers in 1960s, 70s where personal computer was not there. But that time these were not trending. Now they are trending
Mm.
because of the advancement in the technology.
Mm.
So now as a student, when you break down what is really important, having a AI keyword or ML keyword in your resume can get you a good job, maybe or may not be. So don't ever try to chase the trending terms, but be clear with your fundamentals. For example, as a student, if I get back to college, what I focus on the my strong fundamentals like learning OOPS principle, like making sure my solid principles are fundamental. I'm very strong with the solid principles. I'm sure you know what solid means, like
Yes. Yes,
single
sir.
responsibility, right?
Hmm.
Open closed Lisco substitution principle and dependency inversion and all those things. So if you are attending a Google interview or Microsoft interview, you would be asked to design a TikTok or design an
Hmm.
YouTube. So you would be asked to do design an interface and class and how you come up with methods. They will ask you to write in a Word document, not in an IDE. So
Hmm.
they will never ever ask you to write a machine learning algorithm
Hmm.
or ask you to develop a model in the interview. So what they look for is, are you really, really good with your fundamentals? Take lead code. So I
Hmm.
would suggest every student be really, really good with their basics like solid principles, acid principles, object-oriented programming, structure programming, where which language is good, where C fits well, then C sharp, where C sharp fits well, then Java, where Java fits well, then Python, where Python actually fits well, then Perl or any other language. So you connect the dots. You
Hmm.
guys form a group like intelligent rooms or something,
Hmm.
whatever. You come up with a program within your campus, organize some classrooms and occupy them on Sundays and start
Hmm.
discussing, hey, I have this problem. Should I use C or should I use C++ or should I use machine learning? So solving a small problem with a machine learning algorithm is like killing a mosquito with a cannon.
Hmm.
Okay, you
Yes.
don't really use a cannon to kill a mosquito. What all you need is an all-out kind of solution, right? Which is a small one. So that's where the differentiation factor between a good programmer versus a trending person.
Hmm. Yes, sir. You mentioned lead code. Like every
Mhm.
student will ask this question, the DSA. So I
Mhm.
myself have no detail, no much experience in DSA, but I have experience in development. So how
Mhm.
important is DSA for a programmer career? Can you
It's
explain?
very, very important. Just like you were asked to write an essay about environment without knowing alphabet, how difficult that is. It may not be in English. For example, if you don't know Telugu words, right,
Hmm.
you cannot write an essay. Okay, the same thing. Like if you're lacking fundamentals on a very good bright day, like a lucky day, you might crack an interview. But for a long-term success, fundamentals are very, very, very important. Even after 15 years, if I have to give an interview within Microsoft for another job, I have to go through all 4 rounds of interview just like an outsider. Okay, an
Hmm.
outsider will be asked a lead code based questions, data structures and algorithms, basic binary tree, traverse a binary tree, or finding the maximum depth of a tree, all these things like DFS, BFS. They might add some twists and tricks like a string reverse. I mean, you might solve it like a palindrome problem. It may not be a palindrome always. For example, you have like, I am drinking a cup of tea. If somebody asks you to reverse that, you might do completely in reverse, right? T, it start with T, something like that. But that may not be accurate. They might have a preference to it. For example, hey, just reverse the words, make sure the spaces are intact, and do that. So you might struggle there. Then they will catch you whether you have fundamentals or not. Are you really good with handling control flow? Like, are you using a for loop or a do while or a while loop? So you should be very, very clear which loop works where, when to use for loop, when to use for each loop, when to use do while, when to use while. For example, I will give you a problem like, hey, I have a notepad or a book in PDF. You are supposed to read all the text and insert them in a dictionary or a hash table, like a word, how many times it is occurred in that book. Do you use a for loop for that?
Like it depends on also language, right? So for example, in Python, it may be easy in for loop. Like you can make it into
Mhm.
a string and do it.
So that's
For
where
example, mm,
that's where the good interviewer will catch you. You would need to say that for loop might work, but it's not a good thing to do it.
mm,
But instead, you can use a while loop because it's all about strings you have in the file. It's not the numbers. You are not controlling the flow with a number based check, right? If,
mm,
if the word count is less than 1,000, you're not
mm,
doing that. But what you are trying to do is a page break when the
mm,
page is ending, when the word is ending, when the delimiters are ending, when the stream is ending. So then a while loop might work. For example, if
yes,
somebody is inputting password,
mm.
right? Which loop you use? Do you use for loop or a while loop?
Then entering a password.
Yes. For example, I enter my password, then I enter my first keyword or a
Mm,
letter. Then you should show star instead of the letter because you need to give me a feeling that my password is not shown transparently to
mm,
anybody. Do you use a for loop or you use a while loop or a do while? So the best answer is a do while. So when you come together as in groups as a student, then you will find out where which loop fits where. It applies to everything, like which machine learning models fit where. Just like I mentioned the KNN, right? K nearest neighbor.
yes.
You might be asked, hey, which algorithm fits well for medical industry, like a reading chest X-ray and finding cancer in it. So you come as a group, form a group, and try to discuss, debate, and find out which fits where. Okay,
Mm,
that's when the real talent comes in, and that's actually the real preparation for an interview. Then you don't have to sit in a room in a siloed fashion and read and never as a student. And we also have a thought process like, hey, if I help the other person, he might get a job, I may not get the job, right? That's a
yes.
common thing that
Myth.
many students will
Mm,
have.
mm,
Never do that because if you are helping others, ultimately they will help you as well. They might get job better, a better job ahead of you, but ultimately because you are also knowing the knowledge, even you get a job later, you will succeed in your life. And this applies to even after joining a company as well. For
mm,
example, I joined Microsoft, I joined an Accenture. What stands out is how you are keeping your networking and relation even after changing companies. I think always help others because it's all about a teamwork, right? It doesn't matter whether you a machine learning, solved a big problem using machine learning technology. If you are not helping others, we are not going to make products out of it.
mm.
Yeah.
Got it. So yes, sir, that was a detailed answer for my question. So
Mhm.
let's bust this common myth. Everyone says the CGPA matters. That's the basic
Mhm.
question every student have. What's your
Mhm.
take on it?
Let me relate with my life actually, how CGPA really matters or not. Um, but if you look at in today's world, for example, you might have a campus placements drive, right? A good company wants to come to your campus first. Then they will ask, hey, we have just 30 open positions that we wanted to recruit, or 300 positions that we wanted to recruit, but you have like 2,000 students. That's a lot, and we are just bringing like 10 engineers to do the
Mm,
interviews. So if we look at like 2000 to 10, the ratio is very high. Let's cut off the crowds. It's like an elimination process. That's where they pick the CGPA and eliminate all the people who have not a better grade, right?
yes.
So, but if you come into the industry, CGPA doesn't matter much, but it matters your skill and your motivation and your agility and your willingness to learn and willingness to help others. So solving business problem, how you are solving matters a lot. Okay, and the visibility
Mm,
matters a lot. For example, a fresher is giving a demo on a side project will be noticed by other leadership and given more chance to in a good projects. So CGPA, that person may not know who you are, what is your CGPA. What they hear and see you is your skill, how you are
Hmm.
doing things, and are you meeting deadlines or are you delivering it or not?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I would like to recommend. I also said like I will tell my story as well, right?
yes.
In undergraduate, I'm a second class student. Okay, but when I got an opportunity into PG DIT, like pre MSIT program, I thought myself that this is my second chance. I should not give it away. So after doing some preparatory course and some time, I was lacking a language skill. I was very scared to talk it in English. I'm very poor in English. So it's
Hmm.
not just me. Most of my friends as well, yeah, classmates, they were lacking in English. And you don't believe it. I studied in degree in English medium basically, but I wrote all my exams in Telugu. So I got second grade marks. I would think because of that, because I wrote my name, roll number, and everything as an English medium, but all my answers in Telugu. Whoever this correcting my my answer paper, they would think like this guy is lost. Okay, so I did that for 3 years in a row for my bachelor's. Then that's a terrible mistake. If I go back, I will not do that again. But when I entered PGDIT, we passed our education. We went back to NCRT books from first grade to 12th grade. We studied it again for 2 months. We did role plays. Like if I go
Hmm.
to bank, how would I talk? If I go to a post office, how would I talk? And we used to take a Telugu newspaper, translate them into English, English newspaper, translate into Telugu. And we did role plays and we got better in English. Then we started learning actual course. So my suggestion for student, don't take it easy on CGPA or grades. Be good at what you are doing right now. That's the motto. But don't also too bothered about your grade because past is past. You cannot change it. What you have is in your hands, your future. Make sure your next exam you are going to prepare well, understand the concept well, and if you are not understanding, have a common group uh, prepared. If no groups exist, you create one group. Get together all with your classmates or who is lacking in particular subject. Find out a good video in YouTube. Ask ChatGPT for help. Ask AI for help. Right? Then learn the subject and go and write exams. Okay. Never
Hmm.
hesitate to go and retake the exam. Retake the exam 100 times. Redo the subject 100 times. But make sure your concepts are clear.
Yes, that makes sense. So, like you mentioned, skills. So, for
Mhm.
example, put yourself in the shoes of a third year student who doesn't know anything. Like literally, he's just came in and studied, no real skills.
Mhm.
What you do right now to get in the industry?
That's a tough question. So, a third year student, I would assume, like, let's say I have an AI based startup. Let's say they don't know anything. Okay, just for simplicity, I'm doing this assumption. I have a startup which basically radicalize in healthcare industry, but I'm really looking for a very bright prodigy kind of student. I would not find it, but let's say I found you as a third year student. But what I would suggest you to do is, hey, look at the courses that are exist online, or ask ChatGPT for help. Where you would begin with, like as a third year student, what should I start with learning and becoming an expert in 3 months time frame in AI? So ask, come up with a good prompt. Okay, if you have a Superman in front of you, you need to know how to use them, like ChatGPT, right? So give a good prompt and prepare a plan. Like get familiar with the basics, get familiar with industry usage of each. terminology that you come across. For example, you come across a machine learning model like binary classification, a random forest. Prepare the table or take notes basically. Okay, random forest. What is this? Is it a machine learning model? How it will help? What problem it solves? So relate it with real world. My problem is solving healthcare problems with AI, right? Uh, so how which model I would choose? So that's where take a pen and paper, write down what you are trying to achieve, prepare the plan from basic, like it take week one, get familiar with basics, week two, get familiar with little more advanced, and identify what actually you want. Do you want the full, or do you want a specific topic? Pick that specific topic and proceed forward. If that topic is you picked is wrong, then go back and pick the right one and come, just like reinforcement learning. So I'm just applying it with examples. So I would suggest take a pen and paper and write down. Don't get distracted too much on a mobile or a laptop or anything. Sit down, take a notebook, take a pen, and write down what you really want to learn. For example, not always computer science, right? Let's say
Mm.
I want to be a PhD scientist in physics and come up with a new material and infuse that in a plant, that the plant can absorb all the carbon dioxide. Like normal tree absorbs like 10%, this plant that I create would absorb like 90%. Then I could sell this to data centers, and they will
Mm.
install these plants so that all the radiation and all the carbon dioxide that they generate will be absorbed with this plant. So these are the ideas that you have to come up, and whether you can solve or not solve. For example, you might go to lunch in your hostel, right? Or in your college, there will be a lot of food wastage, right? So how
Mm.
do you reprocess that food using a sunlight and see dry it out, powder it, and use it as like a pesticide? Like, so
Mm.
think like how you can automate this, how you can come up with a new materials, or find out new materials like this. But all starts with a plan. If you don't have a
Mm.
plan and discipline, it will become difficult.
Yes, sir. Like I have a friend who has work like this workflow or his plan to do in everything, but he doesn't
Hmm.
implement it. Like he procrastination a lot. Like how should we like do this? Like get straight and focus. What should take?
I do procrastinate a lot. There are so many things I do procrastinate. It's not because I wanted to procrastinate. My cognitive brain keeps thinking on that, but I don't have the motivation to do it. For example, the procrastination comes if there is no urgency or there is no
Mm.
motivation. Try to find out what's the reason for the procrastination. Then I wanted to solve my problems first. So then one of my previous manager recommended to read Atomic Habits book, and I did read that book, and I changed it in mind. Like started with a Pomodoro clock. I think you might get
Mm.
this kind of a Pomodoro clock in Amazon.
Mm.
For
Mm.
example, time box it. For example, hey, I'm procrastinating every day. I want to find out a new non invasive chemical to kill a mosquito, right? I want to rule out what all. So we are creating a very comfortable environment for a mosquito, right? For example, if
Mm.
you keep a human on more than 40 degrees Celsius on the road, they might die. But mosquitoes are not dying. So we are having so comfortable. So I want to find out how I can kill mosquitoes with a new material or new innovative method. So that's my thought. I will do time box like in 10 minutes. Don't think anything. You can pick for time like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, right? Then place the it like this. Then it will activate with that time. Okay,
Hmm.
then you will see it time clicks. Then you have the thought, you trained your brain. Hey, this 10 minutes you are thinking about how to kill a mosquito with a non-invasive manner, no harm to humans. Okay,
Hmm.
after 10 minutes it will beep. So you time box and change small habits, then you would not procrastinate. It doesn't mean that it will go away fast. For example, you are playing a game like cricket.
Hmm.
There are only 2 hours left. You need to find out a real good bowler who can bowl well and make your match win. Can that person procrastinate there? No, right?
No,
Because there is
no.
a sense of urgency there. Or if you are playing a gambling, like you need to get a lot of money, there is
Hmm.
a sense of urgency and demand. There is no procrastination, and I would think nobody would procrastinate for the exam, but we do
Hmm.
a lot of procrastination for the preparation. For example, exam, annual exam, it's after 365 days, after 1 month, after 1 week, yeah, after tomorrow, like 24 hours we still have. Our next hour we'll keep reading. Rather, let's create a plan. Like this is important. I need to get a good grade, good CGPA. These are the complex subjects. I cannot understand myself. I will create a group, like-minded group, like whoever struggling with this topic, they will all come together and discuss and try to understand with a small examples how we can get better at that. Then and prepare a plan for 365 days. Like every day, 10 minutes, I will think about this topic. Then use the Pomodoro clock. Those 10 minutes, think about that. Make progress slowly. Rather than completely ignoring and procrastinating, make slow progress. 1% progress every day makes a big difference.
Hmm. Yes, sir, got it. So, like you have experience as a developer, as a DevOps engineer, and as a cloud engineer.
Mhm.
So, can you explain every field to the student and tell which suits for oneself? Like, for example, for my personalities, I can be a DevOps, so I can be a developer and I can be a cloud. Like each one
Mhm.
has this pick, right? So, who should pick which? What?
So, as a student, you might not know much what's happening in the industry, right?
Hmm.
You
Yes.
would often think if I have a DevOps in my resume, I get a good job. If I have an ML, I get a good job. If I have a Java, I might get a good job in good company. Rather than doing that, think in the other way. Like, hey, my dream company is Netflix. I want to crack the interview in Netflix. Let's look at what the problem they are solving. They are bringing the entertainment content to your doorstep or your home in terms of streaming or providing series videos and all, right? Uh, so then prepare a plan like how streaming works, right? So the
Hmm.
Netflix will have all these roles. Netflix will have Java, Netflix will have Kafka, Netflix will have a Redis cache or any other cache. They will also have a streaming, CDN, and all those things like content delivery networks.
Hmm.
They will have a image processing because for the faster seek, like you search, you will find like metadata extraction on each frame, right?
Hmm.
So they will
Yes.
use each technology for specific purpose. Having a DevOps role cannot guarantee you a role in Netflix because that's a very specific, narrow down path. Rather, target on the wider range. If I have to crack Netflix, what the technology that I need to learn? Should I learn DevOps? No. You should be good at your solid principles, your lead code style problem solving techniques, high level designing and low level designing. Okay, you should be able to write good classes, good interfaces, come up with good methods, and meaningful naming convention. For example, I'm a very good programmer. I can write however I want and it will work like magic. That behavior is not going to help. Make sure you write code so that others can read and understand. They don't have to compile and run and see the output. By reading the code, they should be able to understand what this is doing. Like, I have a method, extract metadata from this video and copy media content to a storage or S3 bucket in AWS. So if we have method names like this, copy media content to somewhere, then it's more readable, right? It gives in clarity. So I remember Satya used to say in one of the videos, like in Microsoft, there are two kinds of architects. One architect comes to the table and creates confusion. The other architect comes and create clarity. So clarity, simplicity always works. And to do that, we should have our fundamentals strong and also agility. For example, you're very good at DevOps, luck worked, and you got a job in Netflix, but you should have a agility, a fast learning capability, so that you would be able to learn within few months Kafka, AWS, and all those stuff. If you are not learning, then you are outdated fast. That's why you see a lot of these graduates who crack FANG interviews within few years they will have a lot of different technology stacks in their resumes because they learn fast.
Got it, sir. So, like, we cleared the myths about CGPA and how to get into tech and skills we need. So,
Mhm.
after this, the main step will be certification. How important are certifications?
It depends on why we are doing certificate. For example, I don't have any motivation to learn about machine learning or AI or a .NET or Java. Uh, if certification is giving me motivation, then I can do it. But never ever think like having the certification gives me a job. Okay. Today, most of the people have certifications in their resume, but if they fail to perform well in the interview, then it's of no use, right? I
Yes.
personally against doing a certification because I have not done any certification in my career because I want to learn when I want to learn and what I want to learn. I don't need a motivation to pay somebody money and do the certification, right? Rather, I would prepare and learn the skill and do practice. Like I want to build a Netflix, I will build a Netflix for myself with my video content that I have captured and stream it myself and see if I'm able to meet what are the challenges that I'm facing. Then I will try to understand, okay, now alone for one user, I'm having all these bottlenecks. How Netflix solves for millions of users streaming, how they solve the scalability. Then I'll try to relate how they are solving and read about it, read their white papers, write the blog post, and watch YouTube videos of one of the Netflix engineers and all. Then I'll try to learn. The same applies to Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. There are a lot of content out there which is publicly available, but we need to find. If we go to YouTube, watching a trending movie clip gives us enough dopamine for short term. But what will help in your long term is having an eye on your goal. You might watch out of 24 hours, 23 hours you watch whatever you want, but at least spend 1 hour of your good time learning what you want to learn. That's my suggestion to all the students. Like at least every day, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, learn on one topic, like one machine learning model one day, or one machine learning model 1 month in bits. That will give you a lot of positive vibes and motivation.
So, skills matter more than certification. Now we got it.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
that, yes.
Skills and
Now,
agility, like how fast you learn.
okay, sir, that makes sense. Now, let's get into projects. So, everyone does projects before getting into like some sample projects to show them in their resume. So, how important are they in the perspective of a recruiter? For example, what recruiter sees in my resume regarding projects and all. Let's take this way.
Mhm. So it's a good question. Like if any campus interview happens, most of the students will have similar projects, like a library management system,
Hmm.
right? They are
Hmm.
mostly console based projects, right? Would they really help an interviewer understand what you do? Maybe or may not be. Okay, and somebody might have, like a computer science graduate might have more projects, but mechanical graduate may not have a good project. Should we leave them? No, right? So it's not really matter what projects we have on the resume. How you present yourself in the interview, you just have like 5 to 10 minutes. How you answer your tell me about yourself, how you design a class, what are the method. For example, take basic problems like parking lot. You don't believe it. Even if I go to an Amazon interview today, after 15 years of experience, I would be asked to design parking lot with high level design and low level design and scalability. Okay, it can be
Hmm.
asked in many directions. Like
Hmm.
one interviewer can use a parking lot and ask me in low level design, like, hey, just to test my solid principles, do
Hmm.
I create a class with single responsibility and open close, right? All these things like dependency inversion and interface segregation. Am I creating my interfaces? Am I segregating my interfaces? Am I using dependency injection? All these things will be tested with a parking lot problem in a low level design. And a high level design, how will I host this? Where I will host this? How many cars I can accommodate? How many requests I can accommodate? Am I using a load balancer? Am I using a cache? Am I using a transactional database? Am I using a relational database or a Cosmos kind of thing, like a non-relational database, like MongoDB, right?
Hmm.
So this can be in high-level design and scalability and how I am aware of the technology and all those things. Same like
Hmm.
pick like other problems like tiny URL, like Bitly and all.
Hmm.
So watch exponent videos in YouTube or something like that. Don't stick to one person giving the same problem, because a parking lot video you might have like thousands of videos. I think I have done one of the cool project that I want to learn in a React. What I have written is, hey, fetch all YouTube content that I want to learn. Because if I go to YouTube, I'll get a lot of distraction. Like I will see
Hmm.
my favorite hero trailer
Hmm.
release. Then I'll get distracted because they use KNN and suggest me similar feeds. But I developed a portal. I type like KNN, machine learning algorithm, like a Netflix design or a parking lot design. It fetch all the videos related to that, and it will stack rank and see
Hmm.
what is the recent uploaded, what is the oldest uploaded. And I'll also have a machine learning chat box on the side in the same website.
Hmm.
Like I can
Hmm.
ask, hey, this guy on the parking lot, he is doing low level designing. Can you draft all the classes and methods and interfaces rather than I watch all the video? Now I think Notebook
Hmm.
LM is coming.
Hmm.
Have you used Notebook LM?
Yes, sir. I use it
From Google.
like for
You put the
summarizing the
YouTube
videos and all.
URL. Yeah,
Hmm.
you put the YouTube URL there. That is now released. I have done as a
Hmm.
side project for myself so that I wanted to become an
Oh,
architect before. So that's
yes,
what I
that's
did.
cool.
I used a Gemini, ChatGPT, and everything together and a video content so that I'll pick the topic very fast and understand what
Hmm.
it is. I don't have to go in deep and understand, but I just wanted to quick learn what it is.
Hmm. Yes, sir. That makes a lot more sense. So now we completed the project. Now let's
Mhm.
get into some placement. Applying
Mhm.
on campus or off campus. Which one will you pick?
I would pick
Still
off
waiting for.
campus because, like you said, many people struggle with CGPAs, right?
Hmm.
They might not
Yes.
have good grades, and the on don't wait for the on-campus company to come. You chase your job. For example, you prepare the list of companies from a first year itself. Hey, after four
Hmm.
years, I want to get into this company, but I would also ask why you want to do the job first. Why you want to end up your career abruptly in 4 years of graduation? Why not MTech? Why not PhD? Right? Do you really have financial problems? Do you really follow the passion? Why you want to complete graduation and get into an industry? Also think about completing MTech, all right,
Hmm.
completing
Yes, sir.
PhD, doing a
Most people
research.
ignore them.
Correct. So my advice is, if you are chasing your job, Don't feel bad if you are not able to crack an interview. Don't feel bad if somebody rejects you on interview and pick another candidate who is not good or not better than you, that you think. Um, think in a positive way. Hey, I'm not getting a job with my BTech. Instead of wasting time, let me pursue a MTech or MBA. Okay, while doing
mm,
MTech and MBA also you can still find give interviews like off campus, right? And complete
mm,
MTech and do PhD. So then the more maturity will come, more opportunities will come. For example, to design a new material we might need a PhD graduate as well, right? So
mm,
you might change your mindset. Hey, instead of working like 9 to 5 job, I find a peaceful time in research, right?
mm.
Yeah, so yeah, I
Yeah.
would chase for a off-campus job. If on-campus comes, that's good enough. But
Mm.
I'm not sure if we are running out of time. But
Oh, yeah. No.
I would give you an example. Like
Mm,
there are two students who attend on-campus interview. They are really bright and having high grades of CGPA. After going inside the company, they may or may not have the technology that they wanted to work on. They could have
mm,
randomly picked one in .NET, one in testing, or one in Java, one in mainframe, right? You
mm,
have to do work for them because it's all about money end of the day for the business, and you need to solve business problems, right? It's not about your passion anymore. So if you
mm,
realize that it is not helping your career, don't stuck there. Uh,
mm,
so one of the advice my one of my managers at Microsoft gave me is be ready and start preparation the moment you cracked one interview.
mm.
Okay, that's the
Yes,
best advice I think I got. So the
mm,
moment you crack a fang and get into a company, start preparing again for the next interview.
mm. Yes, I got it. So, like, interview comes now. So, like, for example, we all know that, for example, in my class, everyone has same level as me. How should I stand up in among them? Like, how will interviewer know I am the best among them?
So what most of the companies does, well established companies, is ask the same problem everybody
Hmm.
to better match. That's why the lead code become popular, so that we will ask the same two pointer question everybody and see how they are solving it. Ask the same parking lot problem everybody and see how they are solving or coming up with classes and designing. Are their fundamentals good? Like are they doing all interfaces segregation and all those things, right? And how they are
Hmm.
writing pseudocode. Are they good? Are they commenting? Are they writing comments or not? Are they writing readable code or not? So all these things matter in the interview. Most of the time everybody will be asked the same question. Whoever
Hmm.
answers it well and relate with real world problems, there will be like 5 to 10% of variation can give a job from one person to other person. Sometimes a good very good talented student go to an interview, that day he might get shivers, like scared to talk to that person, right?
Hmm.
uh, that's okay. If you get rejected, that's okay. Go
Hmm.
back and see where you went wrong and do the homework and prepare for the next interview. Okay. So I have
Hmm.
been rejected many times by many companies, and I landed in Microsoft. Even I give in Microsoft interview for other project, there is likely I will be get rejected. Even TCS could have rejected me, Infosys could have rejected me for various reasons. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good candidate. It means that they don't need me or my skill set doesn't match them. Or
Hmm.
they wanted a full fluent English speaking guy. It doesn't matter my coding skills to them.
Hmm.
All they check is my language skill. If they have only voice uh, center job,
Hmm.
like a BPO kind of job, right? If a
Hmm.
startup company, they might not bother much on my skill of language,
Hmm.
but they might check my coding skills.
Hmm. Yes, sir. So, like, the first you mentioned about like you are in contact with your managers and everyone. So how important is networking and soft skills
It's very,
for a
very,
developer?
it's very, very important because networking and visibility plays a big role in your career. For example, my first person who interviewed me is still in contact with me. My first manager and my managers in my first company, second company, and the Microsoft, all are in touch with me, and I'm in touch with them because, for example, when I am in trouble, like let's say if I
Hmm.
get laid off tomorrow, I would need somebody whom I worked with so that they will know me well, that this guy can do the coding, this guy can do the work better, and they will give me an opportunity. So always uh, behave well, be nice with everybody, help
Hmm.
others. You never know when you need help from them, right? Always try to
Hmm.
help and always try to solve the problems if others are not able to solve. That will give good visibility and good
Hmm.
recognition as well.
Yes, sir. Makes sense. So, like you mentioned interview failure. Like if I get rejected, my self-esteem will go down. Obviously, how
Mhm.
to handle them, the self-esteem and all.
So that's a common behavior across all humans, right? We are end of the
Hmm.
day, we are all humans. We feel bad. That creates a social pressure as well. Hey, this guy is my roommate. I know him. He doesn't know anything, but he cracked the interview, but I was not able to. Don't take it too personal. It's his good day. Okay, it's her good day, right? Anybody can crack any interview and any time, but what stays with you is your emotion, like how you are behaving in a tough situation. Okay, we need to learn how to control our emotions, stay
Hmm.
grounded, look back how I performed and where I made a mistake. You don't know how he performed in the interview, right? How the other performed, you haven't seen them because it's not a live telecasted, right? Like this
Hmm.
podcast. So don't judge what you have seen outside. He might or
Hmm.
she might have performed pretty well in the room, right? They might have
Hmm.
solved, they might have written a method naming properly than you. You might have written logic right, but you might have failed to write the method name. For example, it's a
Hmm.
bool method. You might have said a verb, right?
Hmm.
Instead of like is positive, is negative, you might have used like true or false, something like that as a method name.
Hmm.
Then it's likely get rejected. So go back
Hmm.
and do your homework. Write down what answers you have given where
Hmm.
you could have went wrong. I have seen people like they go to visa interview and say, hey, he did not ask me any question. Within 30 seconds, 40 seconds, he rejected me. What question they asked you? They say, "Hey, they just asked me why I want to join this college. I said, general answer, this college is great and all. But they might be looking how personal it is to you
Hmm.
to pick that college. Why MIT? Why Austin, Texas University, right? How you are
Hmm.
personalizing it to your need. That might be the quality that they are checking in, right? Same with the interview as well. So don't feel bad. Don't take it too personal. Life is longer than a job, right? All we
Hmm.
do is like 20 years of job or 30 years of job. With a Gen Z, I don't know how many years you do. Like within 5 to 10 years, you will get autonomous robots. So you might
Hmm.
be able to buy. The other skill that I want to suggest to every student, it's not, unfortunately, it's not in our subject, but economics. Be good with
Hmm.
economics. Be good with mathematics, like basic mathematics. Like our from the first paycheck, from first salary, start saving money for future, for hard times.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, our colleges or courses not included economics, but it should be a
Hmm.
mandatory. If we do
Hmm.
like 1 crore job, but end of the day we don't have money, then bad economics
Hmm.
would play a big impact. Okay,
Yes,
many
sir.
people earn a lot of money, but they don't save it for future. They'll
Hmm.
lose it.
That makes sense a lot. So, yes, sir. So, this will be the most defined question of this. So, how different is college life from job work life? Like, for example, while creating a project in myself, I don't care much about the art. For example, let's say this. I don't care much about authentication, who will use it, who will they. But when I get into a real world, it will be more about business logic and all. Like I had to make sure everyone has this and how different working in a job and personal projects.
Very good. So, see, as a startup, what I'm trying to solve is makes more sense to me. Hey, I'm solving a business problem. Like, I want to figure it out how many Lux soaps are sold in Kadapa. Okay.
Hmm.
I want to take those metrics and go to the company and say, hey, these many soaps are being sold in this village, but not in this village. Would you like to try a target based ad to this population?
Hmm.
Or what is the defect in your product? Why this product is sold over the other product? Let's say the company trying to reduce the Azure cost or AWS cost or AI cost.
Hmm.
That's a core business problem. Working on unit testing doesn't make sense. If I follow TDD, it doesn't make sense. What really matters is move fast, deliver your
Hmm.
core feature fast, like go in incremental improvements,
Hmm.
go to the market. Time to market is most important, right? For
Hmm.
example, as
Yes.
a college grad, you are working on innovative idea,
Hmm.
like a Comet browser or any other browser, right?
Hmm.
I heard one of the company purchased a browser in New York, like 30 millions or 50 millions. Okay, like a clone Chromium browser and do something specific,
Hmm.
right? Uh,
Hmm.
so solving problem is important than doing all this design and the side things like
Hmm.
testing and all those things. So focus on the core problem and incrementally improve it. Okay,
Hmm.
that's why agile, right? Agile is
Hmm.
move fast, like
Hmm.
deliver MVP,
Most
most
minimum
valuable
viable
product,
product. Hmm.
minimum viable product,
Yes.
uh, and
Yes.
then showcase that whether this is going to work or not. If it
Hmm.
is not going to work, move on to a different idea. That's why the Facebook move fast in one direction, move fast and
Hmm.
break the norms. All these
Hmm.
taglines came when Facebook was there. That's what the motto: move fast, use Python, PHP. Then they came up with a hack. They
Hmm.
tried to improve it. They could not scale. They could not productize. They changed it. They went to
Hmm.
metaverse. They moved fast. It spent lot of money. They failed fast and came back to artificial intelligence again. Okay,
Hmm.
if they could have taken 10 years to fail, then they could have lost it.
Hmm.
Okay, like
Hmm.
Nokia disappeared today because they could not
Hmm.
catch the Android wave. Now Apple might lose it in future because they are not catching up with the AI wave. If Tesla
Hmm.
come up with a good, solid, durable phone, which is
Hmm.
environmental sustainable, if you flip it, it will charge automatically with the sunlight. Then it might
Hmm.
change the trend.
Hmm.
You guys can come up with a modular phones which will fit Indian population. Like
Hmm.
battery is broken, change the battery. If camera is broken, change the camera. If the microphone is broken, change the microphone rather than changing everything. Like a modular phone design, right? Use
Hmm.
ChatGPT and come up with those kind of prototypes. Then you can file a patent and get a $1 million investment.
Yes, sir, makes sense. So let's have a quick rapid fire round.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. You have to suggest a fresher two technical skills and one non-technical skill. You should pick what they will be.
Solid principles, acid principles, all basic hoops concepts and all. These are the technical and like lead code based problem solving.
Hmm.
The non-technical skill is a soft skill basically. The soft skills are very essential, like how you
Hmm.
communicate, whether you agree to disagreement, whether you disagree to an agreement, what kind of words you are using. That matters a lot. Okay,
Hmm.
no matter how good you are with your technology, if you are not able to communicate your thought to a non-technical person, it's total waste. For example,
Hmm.
you have a brilliant idea, like I was communicating that modular phone design to you,
Hmm.
right? So make sure you are master in your craft.
Hmm.
Do your homework. Okay,
Hmm.
prepare it well, organize
Hmm.
yourself very well. The soft skills are very important. Okay, how you
Hmm.
communicate, how you make friendship. I lost big time with the introvert kind of approach. but that's not going to help. So we need to come out,
Hmm.
move, erase all our barriers, and speak well, communicate well, talk well, and make your impact. Okay.
Hmm. Yes. So like let's go with one every year and what advice you will give. For first year, what is your advice?
Like I said before, right? Like 365 days plan.
Hmm.
For first year, prepare the list of companies that you wanted to work. Whether you
Hmm.
wanted to work for a company or you wanted to start a company, or you
Hmm.
want to become an IAS officer or IPS officer. Prepare the plan in first year and time box it like every day 1 minute or 2 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 hours. Focus and dedicate the time, and discipline matters a lot. Uh,
Hmm.
Plan it, do morning routine and evening routine, right? So prepare a plan and focus on that long term goal.
Hmm.
Every day a minimum small percentage of increase, then that will put you
Hmm.
long term goal. Like I want to crack Microsoft interview, I want to crack Netflix interview, or I want to crack civils. Okay,
Hmm.
prepare that plan and focus and keep working on it. You
Wonderful.
have the same question for the second year and third year.
Second year, sir. Yes, sir. Second year, third year, and
It's
fourth
just
year.
like an LIC plan. Okay, if you
Hmm.
take early in your life, you have to pay
Hmm.
minimum a light premium. If you take a
Hmm.
later in your life, you have to pay big premium. Okay, so
Hmm.
it's just like that. And if you are above 65, you want to go to take medical insurance, nobody will give you, because by the time you
Hmm.
already have all the diseases. For example, if I want to become a civil engineer, or a IAS officer, like cracking civils, now I cannot go back and prepare for civils. I have to do it in first year. The what changes from first year to second year is the time. The time
Hmm.
reduces. So in that case, you have, let's say, if you start with the first year, you might have like 30 minutes every day about work. If you are starting at the second year, you need to increase it to 45 minutes. Third year, you would increase it to 1 hour or 2 hour. Fourth year, it's like a short-term course, like short-term MSET course or something like that. You need to
Hmm.
focus at least half a day or 4 hours on that. The later
Hmm.
you start, the more time that you need to spend.
Does that make sense? And one thing or one book or one podcast everyone should watch or read.
I would recommend Atomic Habits as a book.
Hmm.
Podcast, I watch all random podcast, whatever based on my learning interest. Most of the podcast I watch, you don't believe, is like Chaganti Koteshwar Rao, uh, Garika Pati, and Samaveda Shanmukha Sharma, and all those things. Maybe age factor. But what I would recommend for you folks now, because you have YouTube, all this tech, don't spend too much time on Instagram. Rather,
Hmm.
prepare a small website, use ChatGPT, ask a small website, and integrate with YouTube API.
Hmm.
And that will give you based on a keywords. Like you want to learn a specific topic. Like I want to hear all the speeches that Satya Nadella makes, all the
Hmm.
speeches that Sundar Pichai makes, right? Have those keywords written in that page, and it will fetch all the feed and show thumbnails to you. Like
Hmm.
today, all CEOs met Trump. What Sundar Pichai has spoken, what Satya Nadella has spoken, what Mark Zuckerberg has spoken, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
have the content with a minimal distraction on your fingertip in that way, because you can do code and come up with a prompt engineering. Do that way.
Hmm.
uh,
Yes,
and
sir.
and the, and don't forget, like 10 years ago, when we studied, uh, whoever knows how to search Google, find the right answer, considered a better person. Now whoever write a good prompt to communicate
Hmm.
what you want with a chat GPT is a better person. So
Hmm.
master writing prompt, that will help you a lot.
Yes, sir. Before I end this session, what is one thing you want to share to every student? Everyone, every advice you want to give to them.
Make sure you are healthy. Do physical workouts every day, like just a routine, like a walk with friends, right? Like 1 mile walk, and evening routine, like at least play a game. Don't keep studying in a isolated way. If you are not knowing some topic, or if you are very good at some topic, start sharing with others. Sharing with others will help you in a big way in a long term. Life is not too short. Life is a very long time. So help others. Others will help you.
Yes, that makes sense. And thanks for the wonderful opportunity. I will thank you on behalf of every student who learned from you and from the CDPC cell. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm glad actually. I'm very happy that I happened to talk on September 5th, which is a very good day for me as well. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad.
yes, and everyone, this series will continue, and we will release. Make sure we release 2 episodes every month, which will be like this, more informative. And stay tuned. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Yes, sir.